Students from the sports broadcast course were involved in the TeamQuest project and tasked with creating some digital content to market both the TeamQuest expedition and also Cardiff Metropolitan University.
Yeah, if you're going to bring in someone to set an external brief, then it's just brilliant to bring in someone like Richard Parkes. He's played for Wales, he's been there and done it, he's broken world records, he's climbed mountains, gone across the Arctic. So immediately the students were captivated by his passion and enthusiasm for his project, but also he was really passionate about working with our students. He talks about the adventure mindset, and straight away the students were thinking really creatively, really adventurously in terms of the sort of ideas they wanted to work on with Richard.
Working with someone of Richard's calibre was amazing. As a sportswoman, obviously someone of that ability and that prowess is like really inspirational to me, and it was an honour to be able to do something alongside him. And since then it has built like a really nice relationship, and I feel like I can talk to Richard about when I'm lacking in motivation. I could ask him something like that. So it was really cool to be able to work with someone like that and to do it on such a professional level that we had to sort of, it was just like being thrown in at the deep end. So although it was hard, it had lots of positives that came out of it.
Hearing his story was something that was just incredible. I mean, it kind of takes a special person to be an Arctic explorer, to be somebody that you know, has been to the top of Mount Everest and done some of the hardest things in the world to do. And with his kind of background from rugby and coming from that dark hole and kind of using extreme sports and climbing and that sort of thing to get him out of that was, you know, obviously that's inspiring. It's inspiring to everybody, and for somebody like me, it kind of makes me appreciate that not everybody's journey is kind of a straightforward path, and to kind of get to where he is at the moment is incredible. And 100% inspired me for sure. And you know, I'd absolutely love to do what he does.
Honestly, I was absolutely blown away though with the professionalism and the creativity of the students and the security, really, the safety of the environment, that I was able to open up with kind of my fears and my values and where I wanted to go. But also that environment was the perfect breeding ground to hear and see some of the ideas that the students came up with. And you know, in just that kind of hour and a half, 2 hours, you know, the ideas and the creativity and the speed of thought was really inspiring to me, and a real inspiration. I remember leaving there, just my head just fizzing and buzzing, you know. We were tasked with 10 films, or I think we spoke about creating 10. We could have made 30, 40, you know, and that, you know, that's a real credit to the students and also the teaching team.
So the next stage then was filming Richard in a master interview, where the students had the chance to set up a room to think about lighting, composition, framing, and to really work on their interview skills. So they sat down with Richard and grilled him for an hour, which the students really enjoyed, and I think Richard enjoyed too.
So over the years, I've had hundreds of interviews, and this was as good as any professional interview that I've experienced. I think for me, what made it really special was by this point, I'd been able to develop a rapport with some of the students. You know, we'd spent a lot of time, we'd opened up both ways, them with me and me with them. So it felt really intimate, and actually once again, it felt like a really safe place, but also an excellent place as well.
As a result of working on this project, some of the students also got to work with Bengo Media making the Richard Parkes TeamQuest podcast. So there were opportunities there, and many of the students have used the content they made for Richard as part of their CVs, as part of their LinkedIn profiles. Those bits of work are now helping them get jobs out in the real world.
So let's be really frank now. TeamQuest was pioneering and groundbreaking in so many ways, connecting so many different parts of the university in one project was something really novel. And with any pioneering project, there are lessons to be learned. There are things that don't always go according to plan. I think the speed of execution meant that we missed, and me included in this, we missed some really simple conversations around branding, around sponsor logos and which sponsors had visibility priority, etc. These are quite basic things, but this was real life, real time, and without that development time, it meant that quite often some of these things got overlooked, which meant the actual delivery deadline for the content, and make no bones about it, all of the 10 films, were really, really positive, and each of the 10 films had something really, really great to be proud of. But all these things meant that actually we were only able to use a small handful of these films because we didn't have time to revisit and to amend the videos before they went out publicly.
All in all, it's been a brilliant experience. We can't wait to work with Richard again. It's been real, it's been relevant, it's been authentic, and he's just such an inspiring character that he's pushed the students to create work that we're really, really pleased with.
Really positive, some amazing outputs, and some really inspirational work by the students and staff. But of course, with the Pioneering Project, there's lots to learn and to move forward on, and I, for one, can't wait to work with the sports broadcast students again.